For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Schlemiel, Schlemazel, Haas and Incorporated.
That's right, what you've all been waiting for. Laverne and Shirley reruns. Fantastic. It's Laverne and Shirley reruns coming your way on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. And if you're in the car, a special treat. Theater of the Mind. We're broadcasting the Laverne and Shirley television programs on the radio. Now, it's Laverne and Shirley reruns. That's right, Mr. Drew Brees. This isn't Milwaukee. This isn't a brewery. This isn't Laverne and Shirley. Nick at Night. Yeah, I'm going back in time. I don't know what channel you catch that stuff on anymore. Way, way, way down the dial. Corey Johnson with you. Yeah, you right. We're in the front of the dial. You have Cox TV, Cox Channel 4 right at the beginning. Cox Channel 4 television, weekday afternoons at 4. You're on the right TV channel. Every weekday afternoon, 4 p.m. right here. 90 minutes of fun. We roll till 5:30 on television. You Spectrum television subscribers, Spectrum Channel 333, 4 to 5:30 statewide. Bread and butter. It's a talk radio program. Our talk radio studio. We just dropped a TV camera in here about 15 years ago or so. Put the talk radio show on television statewide. You can catch it on the radio. Oh, so fine. 93.9 FM. Oh, so fine. 93.9 FM. Also, New Orleans' own 107.9 FM. 107.9 FM. 600 AM. I like this sneaky little AM station just sitting there on the bench, ready to go in and play from Baton Rouge to Pensacola, all up and down the I-10, the I-12 corridor. Yeah, you can always hit that band button on your radio and go to AM. 600 AM. A Fantasy Friday edition of the program. The rain's done. Blue skies, some clouds. It's nice, though. A little warm in New Orleans. Like, I turned on air conditioning a little while ago. Got up to about 77 in the house. Had heat on last night. Had the system off for a little while. It's crazy. Anyway, the rain is gone. Mid-70s in New Orleans. We got a nice weekend lined up. It's not going to be like bright sunshine, blue skies, but no rain. Cloudy, windy, some sunshine, some cloud cover, but no rain. Windy tomorrow, less wind on Sunday. But we wake up, it'll be in the 50s, and it might creep into the 70s on Saturday and Sunday. But whatever your plans are outside, I think it's going to be nice, like mostly in the 60s. Pretty nice stuff for the weekend. Get ready to enjoy it. Did I mention a Fantasy Friday edition of the program? That means the usual characters. Coming up in about 11 minutes, we'll go live to Baton Rouge, the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. The LSU Lady Tigers, I believe, are up by 3 at halftime over Rice. 31-28, something like that. I'll recheck that score for you. LSU Lady Tigers. First round NCAA tournament. On the ladies' side, you like host first couple of rounds. 30-27 at halftime, LSU over Rice. So I'm sure the Tigers are kind of getting their rear ends chewed by Kim Mulkey. We'll get a update from Fletcher Mackel live from the PMAC and discuss a few other things. That's in just a few minutes, probably right when the third quarter we'll be cranking up in that NCAA March Madness ladies game. Coming up in about 30 minutes, 25 minutes from now, Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans, Inc. I love visiting with Michael Hecht. Plus, he's on that Sewage and Water Board task force, this Sewage and Water Board committee that Governor Jeff Landry put together. So we'll find out firsthand on what's going on with the Sewage and Water Board and so much more. Michael Hecht, Greater New Orleans, Inc. in about 25 minutes. In a little over an hour from now, 5 o'clock Power Hour. I love this on a Friday because, I mean, during the week we get bogged down by so much stuff. Yesterday was insane. Yesterday was just story after story. The city land swap with the state, the OIG report on the mayor's Forward Together New Orleans nonprofit that's defunct, City Park master plan, destroying a 7-year-old $30 million golf course, brand new basically. Speaking of money, new LSU arena, private money, built on public land. It's LSU, a public university, but it's their private arm, TAF. Not a lot known. It doesn't stop. River District Top Golf. The city council delaying a vote on moving Melpomene, about 150 yards of it, just jogging it through a parking lot. It's really no big deal. It is really no big deal. Jason Williams touring the NOPD evidence room. I mean, you're kind of getting the idea, right? So that's just like that was yesterday. You want me to go back Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday? Just Friday. Yeah, you're right. 5 o'clock Power Hour. Yeah, you're right. It's just all good. End of the work week. The weekend's in front of us. Frank Brigsten in a little over an hour in the 5 o'clock hour. That's what I was getting at. Frank Brigsten from his restaurant, from the Riverbend, just talking food, talking more crawfish on the menu, stuff like that. Stuff we love. Hey, speaking of crawfish, it is crawfish season. Rouse's Markets has your crawfish. Rouse's Markets has your live in the sack crawfish. Probably picked up today from some South Louisiana crawfish farm, literally. That's how they do it at Rouse's. So you want to boil some crawfish? Doesn't matter if you're boiling for 10 people or 100. Rouse's has your live by the sack Louisiana crawfish. Probably fresh out of the pond today. You don't want to mess with the boil. You just want to enjoy hot from the pot boiled crawfish. Rouse's has that too. No one sells more crawfish live by the sack than Rouse's Markets. No one sells more crawfish ready to eat, boiled crawfish, hot from the pot, than Rouse's Markets. They got crews at each and every Rouse's just boiling crawfish all day. That's all they do. Best quality, best selection, best price. Price is going down. It's crawfish season. Tastes like home. Rouse's Markets for your crawfish. Hard to go into a Rouse's when you're just going to pick up something else because that aroma of crawfish. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. City Park Master Plan, 20 years, $200 million. I like a lot of it. The wooded island, the new Inner Park North-South roadway. I like a lot of this stuff. I don't know if you want to go through the Grodat Youth Farm, and I definitely don't think you want to start destroying a Reese Jones designed $30+ million championship golf course. And I don't know if I were City Park, I tweeted, I would check in with like 4Kids Foundation, Zurich people, the PGA Tour, the folks that donated like 10+ million towards that $30 million course. There are certain expectations, I think, when you do that. Not that, oh, guys, we're going to build it, but in 7 or 8 short years or soon thereafter, we already have a master plan to destroy it. So City Park, I'd go back to the drawing board, and you've got a lot of land. Work around the $30 million golf course that's already finished, completed. It's been working. It's profitable. It's in really great shape. There's not a lot of great golf in New Orleans. It works. Zurich might move the PGA tournament there one day. I can go on and on about this. There's too much room. Go around that. If there was a 7-year-old $30 million building at City Park, the master plan wouldn't be, we got to put the road through where the building is, so we're going to have to tear down at least half of that 7-year-old $30 million building. It's not just, we got to get rid of the golf course. Golf course is 7 years old next month. There's a lot of things involved, like folks that gave money expecting the golf course to be there forever. Fletcher Mackel joins us live from the Pete Maravich Assembly Center next. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
River Cities Total Maintenance keeps you cool, New Orleans. NOLAAC.com is your cool spot.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
The French bread of the city of New Orleans. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore led us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
For over 20 years, serving healthy, fresh, authentic Middle Eastern cuisine, Lebanon's Cafe. In the Carrollton section of Uptown on the streetcar line, Wednesday through Monday, 11 a.m. to 9:30. Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, insagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, insagency.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Yeah, you right. Let's go live to the Pete Maravich Assembly Center where Fletcher Mackel is standing by. What up, Fletch?
Not a lot, Corey. Thanks for having me. Sorry if I'm using my inside voice, but I have moved away from the court for two reasons. One, because this place is kind of a dump and the Wi-Fi doesn't work very well down there due to the cell phones. And two, it was so loud, so I am now up in the media workroom. So I am using my indoor voice, and my phone works perfectly here. So I'm sorry if I don't have my normal yell talk loud voice.
That's all right. I feel like I'm anchoring at Channel 6. Hey, let's go live to the PMAC in Baton Rouge. The Lady Tigers are in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Our own Fletcher Mackel's standing by. What's going on, Fletch?
Let me tell you, that's how it's going to sound. And here's what I'm going to say. A little too close for comfort. LSU super sloppy. 39-35 right now, midway through the third quarter. LSU came into this game as a 28.5-point favorite, and they're up by 5 right now. They were only up 3 at halftime, and it's not because Rice is great. It's because LSU's played really poorly.
Yikes. I was thinking there would be a change at halftime. Not players, just after a butt chewing by the coach.
Yeah, I would say so. But look, Rice just hit a 3. It's now 40-38. Look, Rice is shooting the ball well. I shouldn't say they're not playing well. They're not playing out of like their mind great. Angel Reese hasn't done much of anything, scoring the ball, and again, 13 turnovers in the first half. Wow. It was pretty sloppy. This is probably a good wake up call because I think in the end they're going to end up winning this game. But this is a wake up call because they can't play like this, you know, against stiffer competition when it really tightens up, assuming they make it to the Sweet 16 or the Elite 8 or the Final 4.
Yeah, no doubt. Obviously, 13 turnovers, that's more than you want in an entire game. They have it in a half. Sloppy, not focused, big, favorite. This is what the doctor ordered. Of course, if they pull out the win, you know what? In the NCAA tournament, Fletch, a team just sticking with you to the end and can jack up some miracle 3.
Look, that's what we've seen. Look, that's what happened with Oakland. It's the old cliche in sports. We've all heard it. I've said it. It's true because it happens. If you keep a bad team or an inferior team close, anything can happen. And that's why we see upsets. So, yeah, if they keep this team close and it's down the stretch, anything can happen at that point in those final couple of minutes. So I hope at some point LSU, which they have not been able to do, can go on that 8-0 run, 10-0 run, because I think once they do that, this game is over. They just have not been able to find the consistency to do it.
You know, there's stars that you always remember in the NCAA tournament. Then there are players like this Oakland guy who's junior college player, a walk-on, goes to Oakland. It's the only team that offered him a scholarship. He cans 10 threes against Kentucky in the upset. He's like no now in the NCAA tournament, like for history now.
It's one of those things. So Oakland, I remember, I can't think of his name. They had an NBA player a few years ago, a big man. I can't remember his name. It's like a good trivia question for your listeners right now, because I always thought, I think of Oakland, there's one Oakland. It's the Bay Area. It's the East Bay. It's Oakland, California. And I remember, I guess, about 10 or 12 years ago when Oakland made the tournament, it's Oakland from Michigan. It's Oakland University in Michigan.
Wow.
And so, again, but you're right. This guy will be a living legend at that school forever for coming off the bench, hitting 10 3-pointers, and beating one of the bluest of blue bloods in the history of the sport. I mean, that's the stuff we're still talking about. I think his name is Ali Marukfinesh from Northern Iowa when he had a crazy game for Northern Iowa and made a run in the tournament. And so, he's a legend forever at that school and in that area and in that community. This kid from Oakland last night will be a legend forever at that school, and that's going to be one of the crowning achievements in the history of their athletic department.
Fletcher Mackel is with us live from the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. You heard him a little while ago. He said it's a dump. It's 50 years old. Kim Mulkey's calling for a new arena. Fletch, this gets, kind of like a news issue. I had Bob Mann on yesterday, the, journalism professor, a new LSU basketball arena, following the Texas model. I mean, it used to be public schools like LSU, the state funds it, or a big booster writes a big check for a big chunk of it, gets his name on the building, that type of thing. If it's a pro team, it's a state or municipality paying, or the team owner pays. Now we have this third thing that's evolved just recently, these equity firms, investment firms that will build the arena and sort of take control of the building. You and I go build an arena somewhere, it's not going to work, but it might, but it may not. A company builds an arena on a campus like at Texas, for instance, where they did this, and then you get this palatial $300 million arena that's like NBA level almost, just off the charts, and I guess everybody wins. The question I've got for you, I was asking Bob Mann about, it's going to be privately funded. It's built on public land. It's public university LSU, but it's their TAF private arm. We don't know any answers who the developers are. These final two, are people getting their hands greased, all that, whatever. I know you don't want to get into that, but what I want to get from you is these answers we don't know, Fletch, because it's not an open, discussion. Is it, the Pete Maravich Assembly Center again? Does that name just go away? Does Dale Brown Court and Sue Gunner Court go away? Now the sports fan all of a sudden might be interested. Does this arena have some generic, that they sell the naming rights and it has nothing to do with LSU? So I don't know, just your thoughts on the $300 million arena, maybe from a sports fan's perspective.
Look, there's not a lot that I can tell you that you didn't already touch on. That is 100% correct in the fact that those are all good questions and viable questions. And I'm following it on the periphery, so to say, because sure, we cover LSU. If it was Gail Benson working with the legislature about getting a brand new arena for the Pelicans, it would be something more on our purview, so to say. But obviously, I think they certainly need a new facility here because they've polish this one up as much as possible, and it is old and it's antiquated and it's dated and the technology is not very good. It's just it's time, and you can update Tiger Stadium, and they've done an amazing job of renovating it and charm, but this basketball arena is pretty dated and antiquated. But how they do it, again, like you mentioned, the Texas model, I know they keep talking about that. It is a little surprising to me that you do have this robust TAF and donor, that wouldn't be the focus of what you did and how you did it. But again, look, it's a state university that gets public funding, and everything here is funded. And this building does have a value to the community and the campus. So I certainly see that aspect too. It shouldn't all come from private donation. But what surprises me is that it's not like an equal share of here's what the university is responsible for. Here's what the boosters and the TAF are responsible for. Here's what the state of Louisiana is responsible for. Because that's, in my world, I cover pro sports, and that's how pro sports work. Here's what the owner's responsible for. Here's what the state, here's what the tourism bureau, and they break it down pretty, equally and adequately for everybody. And so that's kind of the model that I always look at and think that works. But again, whatever they do, I do think it's time for a new, and you and I have talked about this, a new basketball facility in some.
I mean, Ole Miss has a pavilion, Fletch, that's pretty new. It's about $100 million. It seats about 9,000 or so, 10,000. This is $300 million. So I'd say this is like in between really excellent college and NBA level stuff, sort of like what Texas is doing, $300 million arena. Hey, real quick, the Pels have 13 games left and are just 1.5 out from the Clips. It could be a flip-flop of seeds. They'll play each other, but it'd be nicer to have home court and be the 4 seed than the 5, right? But either way, it looks like they can't fall to the 6 unless they have a total collapse, and no one's going to the 3. So it's a 4 or 5.
Yeah, I don't know if they could still fall to the 6. I mean, look, Brandon Ingram's injured. There's a chance. They got some really hard games coming up down the stretch. They can't let up thinking we're 4 or 5, and it's just about who we're going to play.
What are they, about 3 or so up from the 6? 3.5?
Yeah, 3 games from the 6. But again, with 14 to play, that's not insurmountable. So to me, I think they're going to end up 4 or 5, worst case scenario 6. And to me, home court doesn't matter as much anymore like it used to in years past. It's about matchups right now. Yeah. And, to me, avoiding Denver is the most important thing, because I think they have as good of a chance to beat anybody else that they're going to face, be it Clippers, T-Wolves, Thunder, but nobody wants Denver in the first round as a defending champs. That's not the 3-6 matchup you want if Denver is a 3 seed. So that's the path to success. Avoid Denver.
What's our last update, Fletch, from the PMAC?
LSU pulling away a little bit now. 51-42, Rice just scored. LSU was up 11. Now they're up 9, but they're giving themselves some breathing room here finally.
Yep. Fletch, always a pleasure. Thanks so much.
I know, Corey. Thank you for having me. And next week I'll be back to my normal yell talking.
Yes, we talk electric bike and stuff too.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, you're right. That's Fletcher Mackel live from the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. Corey Johnson with you. Yeah, you right. A Friday afternoon edition of the program. You know what that means? A Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Coming right back, Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans, Inc.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today, and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex, there's something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
Yeah, you, right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. The weekend's upon us. At 5 o'clock, whistle's coming your way in about 30 minutes, where we put the work week in the books, and we have the entire weekend in front of us. I love it. Friday afternoons are underrated. I know no one's like, dude, who doesn't like a Friday afternoon? Everybody does. But it's like, I think we need to celebrate it a little bit more, because it is the end of the work week and the beginning of the weekend, and just everything's in front of us, and catch up on sleep, catch up on air, and catch up on exercise, catch up on everything. Do whatever you want to do. Catch up on relaxing, catch up on being a couch potato, catch up on running a marathon, whatever you want to do. Hype that it's Friday, and I'm glad the rain is in the rearview mirror. Wasn't bad yesterday. It didn't start till about 1 or 2 in the afternoon. Never really got bad, torrential. And then today was pretty much nothing too. Kind of a continuation of yesterday, and it's now in the rearview mirror. Tomorrow, waking up in the 50s, might get to 72, 73 tomorrow. Then Sunday, wake up in the lower to mid 50s, and we might hit 70. So lots of 60s, some clouds, some sun. It's not going to be like totally bright. It's going to be some clouds, some wind tomorrow, especially, but no rain. So yeah, you right, weekend. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Hey, Michael Hecht caught in a meeting, so we just push it back. Maybe he joins us the next segment. If not, it'll be right after 5 o'clock. 5:20, like we do every Friday. Fired up to hear from Frank Brigsten. We know crawfish are back. I want to say, what did Frank say last week? That he boiled like a pot of crawfish, so they're starting off slow because of the season, the drought, and the price and size. And now they're finally getting some decent size, and the prices are down. I want to say the seafood platter, which it's 5 items, nothing fried, 0 fried. the seafood platter, I want to say there's like a redfish or something, a small little fillet of redfish, and I think he topped it with crawfish tails, if I'm not mistaken. I was like, okay, we're fading into crawfish. And now I think he's adding like crawfish to the cornbread. I'd mentioned that last week. I mean, are you kidding? Just great cornbread that's sweet, like it should be. It's got a little jalapeno in it, so it's spicy, kind of like a New Orleans cornbread, Southern style. And then crawfish tails. Wow. And I'm sure some smoked something butter dripping all over the cornbread. I mean, makes me want to go, hey, Brigsten, I just need a to-go order. Give me the barbecue shrimp appetizer and a couple of pieces of cornbread with the butter. Wow. Homemade sweet cornbread with jalapeno and crawfish. I think that's the second dish. We'll get it all figured out. Then if things go as planned, we could see the crawfish egg roll, which, I mean, Frank will describe it. I'll get him on in 40 minutes and I'll have him describe it for you again. But just the crawfish, the holy trinity, the celery, the green pepper, the onion, the crawfish, whatever seasonings, whatever else he adds to it. Just that. He's like, we make that and then we let it, get to room temperature, even chill it. I'm like, no. Take it out of the skillet and put it on the plate. You want to put a little rice? Great. I don't need the rice. I'll just eat it like that. Just, it's unbelievable. But then he makes these homemade little dough shells, stuffs them with that crawfish stuff, flash fries, those deep fries them real quick. They don't even have a fry station, so it's done right. And then there's this dipping sauce for the crawfish egg roll at Brigsten. So I'm like, damn. And then last year I experienced 2 dishes for the first time in my life at Brigsten's. Crawfish and corn soup, one of the best soups I've ever eaten in my life. It was unbelievable. I'm not exaggerating. Went back and got like a quart to go of it. It was so good. It's fantastic. Full of Louisiana crawfish tails. Full of tails. And then crawfish etouffee, which most folks are like, whoop-de-doo. No, whoop-de-doo is because that's what most crawfish etouffee is, just boring. It may not be bad, but it certainly isn't good. You don't want to eat a lot of it. But boy, when you find a good crawfish etouffee, you want it. You find someone that can really make a good batch of that, you want it. Frank Brigsten makes this, not orangey, this dark brown crawfish etouffee. It was an appetizer. I got it a couple of times as an appetizer over a few weeks. Then I called and got a to-go order of 2 of them and made it my entree for a to-go order at home. It was that good. So yeah, 3 things all my years in New Orleans, still got a lot of time to go. Not saying like I'm some super experienced person that's way up there in age and how could this have gotten by me, but the corn and the crawfish and corn soup at Brigsten's and the crawfish etouffee at Brigsten's, first time I had them was last year. Lights out of this world. And then also the first time I had this last year at La Boca, the Argentine steakhouse downtown, Adolfo Garcia's place. Fantastic. Like I was saying a week or so ago, you don't get a New York strip or a ribeye or filet. Filet is their number 1 selling steak because of all the tourists and conventioneers coming in. But folks that know tourist conventioneer or local, you don't get a filet, for crying out loud. You definitely don't get a New York strip or ribeye no matter how much you like them. Trust me. I know some of you are like, Corey, it's too chewy. I don't trust it. I want those other steaks. No, the filet, the ribeye, the strip, I'm sure, are fantastic at La Boca. But it's an Argentine steakhouse. So in America, these, quote, lesser cuts that are much more flavorful. And they know how to get the right cuts that are prime cuts, and they know how to cook them, and they know how to slice them up. The skirt steak, the hanger steak, those are just unbelievable. Flank steak at La Boca, that's the route you go there. But they had this crawfish empanada appetizer. Little fried crawfish pie, little Argentine crawfish pie. Absolutely unbelievable. I went and got like a flank steak and crawfish empanada appetizer. Liked it so much. The appetizer and the steak, I went back about 3 or 4 days later, sat at the bar, got the hanger steak, a different steak, and got the crawfish empanadas. And then you can believe this or not, just like the crawfish etouffee, call me eccentric or crazy, just like ordering 2 crawfish etouffee appetizers at Brigsten's to make it my dinner, I ordered 2 orders of crawfish empanadas from La Boca one night as a to-go, brought them home and made them my dinner. 4 crawfish pies. Now, maybe the best crawfish pie I've ever eaten in my life. That crawfish empanada from La Boca, which, like Brigsten's, they're slowly but surely bringing crawfish back in. So La Boca said they posted on their Instagram. I don't see anything yet, so I doubt it's there, but I'll let you know. I'll let you know because I'll be going to get it. I'll be going to sit there and grab a great steak and that crawfish empanada appetizer. And then I'll probably be like, how long are y'all doing it? And I'll make sure I get it at least once more, if not 2 times, depending on, we're doing it for about 2 weeks. I'll be back. So good. Yeah, Frank Brigsten. That's why I love Fridays, because we kind of decompress from all the politics, Pontalba apartment, whatever. Let's get rid of the City Park golf course that's 7 years old. That's our master plan, part of it. Just crazy. Time to rethink that. No, it's good to decompress on a Friday. This weekend, you can knock out that paint project. The rain's in the rearview mirror. Tomorrow morning, you get up, you hit one of the 7 Helm Paint and Decorating locations in Metro New Orleans, East Bank, West Bank, Mandeville, Hammond. 7 locations. Pick out your paints. Get the Benjamin Moore product. You're looking for a lifetime warranty, never paint again. It's affordable, so if you change your mind in 5, 10, 15 years, you want to paint again, you can. All the supplies you need to do the job right. You get all your supplies tomorrow at one of the 7 Helm Paint and Decorating locations. Start painting tomorrow. You can paint on Sunday. Monday's going to be nice. No rain expected till at least Tuesday. So 3 good days to knock out your paint project, indoor or outdoor. Helm Paint and Decorating for 55 years in New Orleans, steering you in the right direction. Plus, free 2-hour delivery. You know, you could literally do all this from home. Go online to Helm Paint and Decorating, pick out your Benjamin Moore colors, call one of the 7 locations, have one of the experts, you tell them what you're doing, they'll tell you what you need, they'll deliver it to your house, to your location, to your work site within 2 hours, free 2-hour delivery. Helm Paint and Decorating. Hey, Baton Rouge, capital city, there are now 4, count them, 4 Helm Paint and Decorating locations in Baton Rouge, Jones Creek, Choctaw, Perkins Road, Highland Road, 4 locations, plus free 2-hour delivery in Metro Baton Rouge. When you got to paint in Metro New Orleans, when you got to paint in Metro Baton Rouge. Do it once, do it right. High quality Benjamin Moore products. You go to Helm Paint and Decorating, 7 New Orleans locations. Helm Paint and Decorating, 4 Baton Rouge locations. Corey Johnson with you. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. The rain's gone. Got a great weekend. Lots of 60s. No rain. Some clouds, some wind tomorrow, some sunshine, some clouds, but no rain. Great weekend. Make some outdoor plans. Get out there, because in 3 or 4 weeks, heat and humidity.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center. It's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
For over 120 years, New Orleans' very own Leidenheimer French bread.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville, the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not much, but at Helm Paint, we have something guaranteed to last a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This paint and primer in one offers cutting-edge waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
For over 20 years, serving healthy, fresh, authentic Middle Eastern cuisine, Lebanon's Cafe. In the Carrollton section of Uptown on the streetcar line, Wednesday through Monday, 11 a.m. to 9:30. Lebanon's Cafe. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. By river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Hey, Blue Plate Mayonnaise. I know some of you are going to the grocery store and going, where's my Blue Plate mayonnaise? I don't see it. It's there. It's always been there. Since 1927, it's been there. 95 years. Blue Plate mayonnaise. A New Orleans family tradition. I mean, if you're a New Orleanian, it's got to be Blue Plate mayonnaise. New Orleans mayonnaise. New look. Same legendary taste. Yeah, a new label. A new label. So the jar or squeeze bottle has a new look. But what's inside that jar or squeeze bottle? That Blue Plate mayonnaise you have grown to love, that you've loved your entire life. I don't know about you. I've never had any other mayonnaise product in my house in my life but Blue Plate mayonnaise. New look, new label, same legendary taste, same great Blue Plate mayonnaise inside that jar or squeeze bottle. Blue Plate mayonnaise. Corey Johnson with you, Fantasy Friday edition of the program. The rain's gone. Got a nice weekend. Going to be good weather. Could be a little cloudy, windy tomorrow, but no rain. Sunday, no rain. High 50s. Saturday to start the day. Mid 50s Sunday to start the day. Might creep into the 70s. Lots of 60s. Just a good weather weekend. Get outside, enjoy it already. City Park Master Plan, a 20-year, $200 million plan. Right now, that plan will destroy about 8 or 9 holes of a not yet 7-year-old, essentially brand new, $30 million plus Reese Jones designed championship golf course. This wooded island, this north-south road within the park. I love these ideas. This 20-year, $200 million plan, fantastic. You have a brand new $30+ million golf course that maybe Zurich is going to move their tournament. The Four Kids Foundation, the PGA Tour stop in New Orleans, move their tournament there. I'd leave that golf course well enough alone and work around it. You have more than enough room. On the west side of Harrison towards I-610. If you're going to destroy a golf course, destroy the north course, but not the south course. Crazy. Just crazy. If City Park had a 7-year-old building that costs $30 million, would they be destroying it for an island project or a road? I don't think so. But that's what they're talking about doing with this golf course. And there are other considerations like Zurich, which donated north of $1 million, the Four Kids Foundation, the PGA Tour. These entities and others donated money or time. The money is about 10 million of the 30 million, 10 million plus of the 30 million plus to build the course, outside interests. So they didn't give the 10 million bucks to build the $30+ million golf course because in 7 years, your master plan is about demolishing half that course at least. And when you demolish half the golf course, you demolish the course. It's like puzzle pieces. You don't just rip up 3 holes and replace them somewhere else and it's seamless and no one notices. It's the opposite. You're wrecking the course. You're wrecking the course. It's like holes 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9's tee box on the front. And it's, let's see, 12, 13, 14, 15 on the back. It's crazy. It's crazy. I love the $200 million 20-year plan, the master plan for City Park. I love the wooded island. I love the new interior road, north-south road. Got too much space where the north course is, in between Fillmore and Allen Toussaint, Marconi, and Wisner. Got too much room on the other side, the opposite side, in between I-610 and Harrison Avenue, Wisner and Marconi. Too much room. Dig lagoons there, dig ponds there. Make your forested island there. I like the wooded island idea. Love it. The City Park should have double, triple, quadruple, endless trees in that park. The golf course, you could add so many more trees all over that golf course. The master plan, if they were to ever bring the Zurich Classic to that golf course, is at least 50 more trees. And I'm not talking like saplings. I'm talking trees that are $20, $30, $40,000, the biggest mature oaks you can buy, and planting like 50 of them. That's like part of bringing the pro tournament. So there's a lot of considerations. I think City Park right now, look, I know they put a lot of effort into this, hired professionals, but I think just sort of dismissing the golf course, sort of half-cocked, just sort of ready, fire, aim, not really thinking that, no, it'd be like you're tearing out a wing of the museum that was $30 million and 7 years old. What are you going to tell those donors? So there's lots of things to consider. But first and foremost, it's simply It's 7 years old. It's 30 plus million bucks. It makes the park a lot of money. It more than pays for itself and a lot of other things at the park. It's needed. It's one of the better golf courses in Metro New Orleans. You can actually send someone from out of town there, and it's not embarrassing. They're from Atlanta, Dallas, or Houston, so it's needed. No, they need to reevaluate that for sure. For sure. I'll tell you who thinks it's ridiculous. Also, the Grodat Youth Farm he's upset about. What, Blue Boy? The Grodat Youth Farm and the golf course, especially because of just the sheer dollar amount, the newness, the investment, the other people involved. You're right, Blue Boy. They need to rethink this. Blue Boy knows. A pass it down. Come on, City Park. 5 o'clock hour. Coming your way next. Corey Johnson with you on a Friday. Yes.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. Then we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, Helm Paint, let us do you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Ooh la Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh la Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
5 generations, family owned and operated. Leidenheimer French bread.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
What a coincidence. I drove my good time van here today to work. Got to keep that bad boy from the 80s, 70s maybe, running. Shag carpeting, wood paneling interior. I have a home window unit in one of the back windows of this van, plus the little aluminum ladder so you can easily access the roof. The double door good times machine. Come on in. All right, let's go to La Jolla. Where's Mr. Drew Brees when we need him? Number 9, please. Drew Brees. It is indeed New Orleans. Thank you so much, Mr. Drew Brees. It is a Fantasy Friday edition of the program. 5 o'clock power hour, blowing that 5 o'clock whistle. Yeah, you right. You know what that means? 100% of the work week in the books. 100% of the weekend smack dab in front of you. Doesn't get any better than that. We've done it. The weekend is upon us. Let's get ready to roll. Now, I like recognizing this very moment, a few minutes after 5 o'clock on a Friday. Smell the roses. We put the spotlight on this very time, and it's brought to you by Katie's in Mid-City. How appropriate is that? Why aren't you at Katie's right now, huh? Yeah, I know you're going, boy, I'd like to be at Katie's in Mid-City right now. Getting your favorite beverage and enjoying some great New Orleans food. Chef Scott Craig, owner-operator, knows what you like. From fried shrimp platter to fried shrimp po' boy to pizzas to great fish dishes, everything in between. They got you covered at Katie's in Mid-City, plus flat screen TVs everywhere. Iberville, Corner Talamacas, the quintessential New Orleans neighborhood restaurant. It's Katie's in Mid-City. Yeah, you can check out tonight's Pels action at Katie's in Mid-City. Maybe you're there right now at Katie's in Mid-City. LSU just sneaking by Rice. About 29 seconds left. They're only up by 6. 60, now up by 8. 68-60. About 25 seconds to go. Looks like LSU's going to win, but a tight one. And maybe what Fletcher Mackel said earlier last hour when he joined us live from the PMAC, the Pete Maravich Assembly Center, Baton Rouge, round 1, NCAA women's tournament. No, he's like, this could be a good little wake-up call for LSU. You're in the tournament. You know, Rice is, 19-14. They're a 14 seed. LSU's a 3 seed. LSU is favored by 20-something points. So, no, it's a good, like, hey, girls, snap out of it. Wake up. It's the NCAA tournament. You're the defending national champs. You can't walk through any games. So it looks like LSU will advance. They'll play again on Sunday. Corey Johnson with you. Yeah, you might be at Katie's checking that out on the flat screen. Premier League soccer, whatever. And don't forget about Sunday brunch at Katie's in Mid-City. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. The rain is gone. It's in the rearview mirror. Nice weekend. It's not like, hey, blue skies and sunny. It might be. It might be, but the forecast is no rain, some sun, some clouds. Tomorrow's going to be windier than Sunday. Sunday, we might wake up a little colder than tomorrow. Tomorrow, we wake up in the high 50s. Might get up to 73. Sunday, we wake up mid-50s. Might get to 70, 71. So lots of 60s this weekend. It could be blue skies and sunshiny. I'm sure for some parts of the day it will be. But right now, the forecast is cloudy-ish and some sun. But, hey, when no rain and 60s, kaboom goes the dynamite. I got no problem not having sunshine, torch in my face. I've had enough skin cancer removed in my lifetime. Skin cancer. So, I play golf with a big old floppy hat. If I could get, a woman's hat from Gone with the Wind, I'd wear that thing. I'd wear that sombrero that you flip upside down and fill with ice and put beer in it or food that's like 4 feet across. I'd wear that sombrero. I wish someone would come up with my shade buddy idea already. My shade buddy idea. Just a big Teflon, silver, blanket type thing, maybe 15 feet by 15 feet. Maybe 4 drones or maybe just one with some light sticks holding the thing out. You hook a little pack onto your back and the shadow buddy stays in between you and the sun. It's like a big floating hat, 20, 30 feet up in the air behind you. Shadow buddy. My shadow buddy idea. Someone's going to run with that. And I think in our lifetime, people will be playing tennis or golf or fishing or hunting. Even hunting, there'll be a shadow buddy over their head, keeping out the rain or the sun, and camouflage so the ducks keep flying in. All right, it is Fantasy Friday. Yeah, I went off track there with the shadow buddy. Anyway, I wear a big old floppy hat, so I don't mind the clouds and kind of blocking out the sun. But even then, you still have to have the sunscreen on because that ultraviolet will burst through the clouds. And then you folks, with the old ZZ Top line, the cheap sunglasses, it's a big no-no. Can't stress that enough. Spend a little extra money on your sunglasses and make sure that the lenses actually are UV ray protected, all of that, ultraviolet light, all of that, because these cheap, like made in China, Mardi Gras trinket sunglasses, they're exactly that. The lenses are crap. It fools your eyes, so your eyes stay open, but the dangerous light is coming through that lens and damaging your eyes. That's a fact. So cheap sunglasses, no bueno. Spend the money, get the good sunglasses. I'll tell you a place I get all my eyewear. These glasses, my sunglasses, prescription for me, but you don't have to have a prescription. You can just sunglasses because you need sunglasses to protect your eyes, or you like clear lenses for a fashion statement. Art and Eyes on magazine is unbelievable. I'll never go to the mall or some chain store ever again. First off, all that stuff is all Luxottica. All the name brands I used to get and love, it's all Luxottica. Chinese stuff. They might ship it to some Chinese plant in Italy where they put it together and then put made in Italy on it. And it's all Chinese. Chinese plant in Italy, Chinese parts, all those name brands you know and love, like Ray-Ban and stuff. It's all Chinese trinket Luxottica garbage. There's none of that at Art and Eyes on Magazine. Frames from the United States, Europe, Japan. I mean, super high-end stuff, high-quality stuff that'll last you a long, long time. Just well-made. Great designs, high quality. I mean, it's your eyes you're protecting. I don't know. I have to wear these glasses every day. It's a no-brainer. I don't want the 2 pairs for $89. I want high-quality eyewear. There's a place you can get it, and it's not the mafia-run Luxottica stuff, the Chinese garbage. It's Art and Eyes on Magazine. Go check them out. If you want sunglasses, you wear prescription glasses, you owe it to yourself. You're going to be blown away. You're going to be like, wow, I can't believe the selection. Let them help you. They'll put like 5, 8, 10 pairs of glasses on a tray. And then you'll narrow down the 8 to 4, and then the 4 to 3 and the 2, and then you'll finally pick a pair you want and like. No, great staff, great experience. It's what they do. Art and Eyes on Magazine in between Napoleon and Louisiana on the riverside of Magazine. They're open 7 days a week. It is the premier eyeglass store in Metro New Orleans and beyond, maybe in the South, and I'm not kidding you. I don't know if Houston, Dallas, Atlanta have these selections. Art and Eyes on Magazine. Go check them out. Go on the website. Google them, Art and Eyes, New Orleans, eyewear, Magazine Street. You're going to be blown away. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. I'm blown away. I'm bummed out. Frank Brigsten has to man the stove tonight, so he's not joining us next. He texts me, goes, dude, sorry for the late notice. I'm bummed. I said, a bummer, man, but understand. I mean, I love that he comes on the program. Are you kidding me? I'll take anything I can get. So we'll hook up with Frank next week. But Michael Hecht joins us. Don't move.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Served in New Orleans' finest restaurants, Leidenheimer French bread.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your first home decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. It's all about more, and it's called more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Lady Tigers win 70-60. Maybe exactly what the doctor ordered. Maybe exactly what the doctor ordered, as Fletcher Mackel said. He didn't think like LSU had any risk of losing. But, I mean, it is the NCAA tournament. You don't want to keep some team right there where they can jack up some half-court three and win at the buzzer, force overtime, some gimmick like that. No, I guess at one point it was 3 points, maybe 30-27 at the half. LSU got maybe up by 11 or so. They end up winning by 10. They were favored by 20. Rice is like a 13 seed, double-digit losses. But no, that's a good win in a weird way where the team was flat. They weren't mentally focused. Kim Mulkey, whatever she did to motivate the team, she's going to reassess that. Probably ripping the team right now after the win. I guarantee her post-game comments are going to be, we were flat, we didn't execute. What did Fletcher Mackel say, 13 turnovers in the first half? That's more than a game's worth. No, this is the kind of thing that can get a team refocused, hopefully, because LSU gets everything grooving and a few of their players get hot. They can make a deep run in this thing. They're the defending national champs. They have the team, the right scenario where they could repeat. They could repeat. They play like they played today. In the next round, it's down to the buzzer, and maybe that other team forces OT or jacks up a three and wins. So you can't keep fooling around, if that's what you want to call today. Not focused in, not honed in, not taking it seriously. It's the NCAA tournament. They're one and done. Don't let the fluke, the upset, the long shot happen. So no, maybe exactly what the doctor ordered. Plus you still win by 10. Fantasy Friday edition. Great weekend lined up in front of us. Really good weather. A lot of 60s. No rain. Could be some clouds, some sunshine. Breezy tomorrow, but it's just going to be nice. You can do a lot when it's in the 60s. The other night, I dropped coals. Made my own shish kebab. Got some nice steak from Rouse's. Cubed it up. White onion. Some skewers, dropped the Kingsford coals on the Weber, did a little shish kebab. You can do the same tonight. Boil some crawfish. Rouse's has your crawfish live by the sack or hot from the pot ready to eat. No, tonight's a good night. Get outside, in your yard, in your space. Get outside with friends and family. Dine outside. Lots of good places to dine outside. I often talk about how you got to make, lemonade out of lemons, whatever it is. Got to come up with a positive. If it was Katrina, it might have been the Orleans Parish public school system going away. I know it was like 9,000 employees, but there was nothing for them to come back to. There was no money to be had. There were no students. The city was empty. So they can complain all they want, but Katrina did it. And it was probably the only way with civil service and all that to bankrupt that system and start from scratch, which New Orleans did. It's not the greatest system. But New Orleans public schools actually educate kids now, where before there wasn't a whole lot of that going on. Still a long way to go. But the old system was one of the worst in the United States of America. The New Orleans public school system today isn't one of the worst in the United States of America anymore. It was literally like worst, second, third worst. Dead teachers getting, paychecks, all this kind of stuff. So no, the silver lining, 9,000 Orleans Parish public school employees, 86th. The ones that they're teachers, principals, janitors, bus drivers, whatever, it's like their vocation, coach, that it's what they do in life. They're back in that. The jokers, the folks pretending, just looking to get a check, they're doing something else. Worked out just fine. So no, you got to find the silver lining. BP oil disaster, rebuilding our coast, putting an emphasis on the local seafood, how precious that industry is, coronavirus crisis. I'll tell you what it did. And when these things change, you don't really think about the past. And we don't think about didn't have a cell phone. How did we get around? You just didn't have a cell phone. You got around just fine. We think about high-end restaurants, mid to high-end restaurants that have outdoor dining. Didn't exist. Outdoor dining was like, what? A dozen restaurants in the French Quarter and another dozen restaurants in Metro New Orleans had outdoor dining regularly. If you think about it, I'm right on the money. I'm talking 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago, pre-coronavirus crisis, 2018, 2019. A dozen with outdoor dining in the Quarter regularly, a dozen with outdoor dining around the Metro, and that's it. That is it. Now, there are dozens and dozens and dozens. There might be 100 restaurants with outdoor dining. At least a good 50 plus, huh? A lot of restaurants with outdoor dining. Here's another one. And think about the outdoor dining. Go to Manhattan, New York. It's like 50 degrees, cold. People are outside eating. They don't have the weather for it, and there's outdoor dining everywhere in Manhattan. When the weather's nice, it's fabulous. A lot of the time, it's just shut down. Sometimes it's open and it's not really good weather. New Orleans, we've got really good weather for, 6-8 months out of the year where outdoor dining is fine. You want it. So that's a plus. Another one, to-go orders from high-end or mid-high restaurants did not exist. Refused to do it. You had to know someone to get a to-go order from a mid-high to high-end restaurant. Now just about every restaurant does to-go orders. Some even curbside delivery, like walk it out to your car, literally. Lillette, Trey Yen, they'll walk it right out to your car. Am I at Outback? Can I get the blooming onion? No, so they're finding the positive change. You got to do it. Great weather weekend. Get outside. Dine outside. City park master plan. I like the idea. 20 years, $200 million. The highlights are a wooded island, just like reforesting this island and just making it something special. With a third of the tree canopy gone in New Orleans over the last 20 years, this is most needed. a new inner park north-south roadway from like City Park Avenue to Allen Toussaint. Unbelievable. I like it. Couple of problems. One, small scale that got a lot of folks complaining at last night's meeting. This Grodat Youth Farm, where they're growing fruits and vegetables and feeding a lot of folks and a lot of discipline for the kids and activity for the kids and all that. A win-win for everybody, including City Park. That would get destroyed. They'd have to move that. They're complaining loudly. I'm complaining loudly. I discovered it looking on the map and it brought it up to City Park. They basically confirmed it. This wooded island will not contain any golf. And the wooded island has about 9 championship golf holes, about $15 million of brand new golf on it. Like brand new. Next month, the championship course is 7 years old. Next month, Reese Jones designed City Park South championship course where $10 million of the 30 plus million came from like Zurich Insurance, the Zurich Classic folks, the 4Kids Foundation. The PGA Tour was involved with this golf course. It's like a Bethpage Black Harding Park in San Francisco. It's PGA working with a public course, making it high quality. Maybe the eventual home of the Zurich Classic, the PGA Tour stop. So I think, and I'm going to get the new president or CEO of City Park on. She's from Houston, I believe, or comes out of Houston. Going to get her on to discuss this hopefully next week. I've put in the request already. They've responded back. Now, this is a $30+ million, not even 7-year-old championship golf course with lots of other interests involved as far as the funding. And no one gave money to this course, a third of it funded privately, thinking it wasn't going to be there indefinitely, like for decades and decades to come, and maybe some pro golf eventually going out there for decades and decades to come. Instead, 7 years into the course opening, less than 7 years, the course running at a profit, making great money, more than paying for itself, paying for other things at City Park. Less than 7 years in, a new master plan destroys half of that golf course. That's mind-blowing. That's mind-boggling. That has to be reassessed, has to be changed. Build your island. Go in between Harrison and the I-610. Go in between Fillmore and Allen Toussaint, where the North Golf Course is. If you want to destroy a golf course, that one's almost worthy of being destroyed. It's not very good. No, the South Course is a championship course, and New Orleans is a golf, desert. Not many high-quality golf courses. People fly in from out of town. I want to go play golf. They're from Houston, Dallas, Atlanta, any normal city with multiple high-quality public golf courses, 10, 15 of them. They come here. You can send them to the TPC on the West Bank. You can send them to English Turn.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. The sounds of New Orleans. Corey Johnson back at you. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Good weather weekend. Might be a little cloudy and windy, but also some sunshine, but no rain. The rain's behind us. In the rear view mirror, Michael Hecht is with us again. It's a Fantasy Friday. He joins us every Friday. This segment always brought to you by Latrim, the global manufacturing giant, who, by the way, continues to grow worldwide and continues to hire locally. If you're looking for a job, a career, East Bankers, West Bankers, Latrim has you covered at their Elmwood facility. If you're on the North Shore, Latrim has a facility right off I-12. For a full listing of positions available, go to Latrim.com. Latrim spelled L-A-I-T-R-A-M. Latrim.com. Michael Hecht joins us again. What's happening, Michael?
Oh, brother, it is. It is beautiful out here. We might be into festival season. This is that gorgeous time of year where San Diego with culture.
Yeah, what do we? In 3 weeks, we'll be in the middle of French Quarter Fest.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. It's good. I was in Houston all week at this extraordinary conference called CEREC. It's a Daniel Yergin's conference, but just incredible. I mean, I've never been in this talent dense of a place. It was the CEOs of every major energy company in the world, and Bill Gates and Secretary Granholm and Walter Isaacson, and it was, but with a real seriousness purpose, talking about the energy transition. And it is, if anything is going to save Louisiana, I think it's us being the leader in this all of the above clean energy future. So I was kind of overstimulated, but really grateful to be there.
I would imagine Texas is thinking the same thing.
They are, but their politics are not as square on this as we are. You know, we've been fortunate in that we've been able to position the energy transition as an economic opportunity with environmental benefits, and that's kind of stripped it from a lot of its potential partisan tension. In Texas, you've got Governor Abbott saying that renewable energy is a terrible thing, despite the fact that Texas produces more renewable than any state in the country.
Yeah,
with all of its wind and solar out west.
Yeah, no doubt it is. It's ironical. Michael Hecht is with us from Greater New Orleans Inc. Hey, Michael, besides being with Greater New Orleans Inc. for almost 20 years now, you're also on this Jeff Landry appointed Sewage and Water Board task force. What's the latest and greatest? What's going on with New Orleans Sewage and Water Board? What are some of the conclusions that you folks have come to?
Well, first, I know that there's been, the media has tried to stir up criticism or concern about the governor doing this, but I think it's fantastic because, one, the Sewer and Water Board is completely stuck, structurally stuck, and I'll explain that in a second. And two, it's kind of a courageous thing because whatever the governor does, he's going to own this now. And so there's political risk in him getting involved in such a morass. So I think it's great. And the fundamental problem in my mind is one of structure. Sewer and Water Board is a five-headed hydra. You've got the mayor who controls the board, the council who controls the money, civil service who controls the people, the legislature who controls the governing statutes, and Gassan who's trying to run the organization. So there's a total ownership problem and a lot of responsibility without authority, like when Gassan gets blamed for flooding when the DPW forgets to remove the bead buddies from in front of the catch basins. So cleaning that up is my personal recommendation. What I said is take drainage, which is now controlled by two separate entities, DPW and Sewer and Water Board. We're the only place in the universe that does that. And put it all under DPW because drainage should be a municipal function and it's tied into things like streets, which the city is already responsible for. Let Sewer and Water Board do what's in their name, sewer and water. Clean it up. There are also going to be recommendations for a special taskmaster or somebody to help clean up billing. That's essential because billing is a mess, and until billing gets fixed, there's no way there's going to be enough trust to do things like a drainage fee. And I don't know, I don't think some of the more radical ideas like privatizing Sewer and Water Board or, doing anything that is really kind of at the extreme is going to happen. I just don't think that there's going to be enough political will to squeeze that hard. But I think a lot of these smaller but important tactical changes, can come out of it. And I don't think this is going to be just a pro forma task force where nothing happens. I'd be shocked.
Michael, to recap, you want the Department of Public Works, a city entity, to handle what?
Drainage. So right now, DPW controls the catch basins and the pipes under the catch basins, from the catch basins to when they grow to 3 feet wide. After 3 feet wide, it then is the responsibility of the Sewer and Water Board to manage those pipes and the canals and then the pumping out to the lake. Frankly, I don't really care so much who controls all of the pipes, but it needs to be either the city or Sewer and Water Board.
It just seems with the power structure being built, the substation, what it's going to power, the pumps. Most of them aren't for pumping water to your sink. Most of them are for pumping water during a storm. Seems like all of this has to remain under the Sewage and Water Board, and a fixed, changed Sewage and Water Board, not this five-pronged one that you mentioned, but handing something over to the dysfunctional city of New Orleans is a scary thought.
Yeah, no, you might be right that that maybe it makes more sense to go and give it all under sewer and water board, because they seem to be higher functioning and they do have the power situations. That makes sense. And I think that, really the fundamental thing is that it obviously has to be one entity that's responsible for all of the plumbing. I don't have to explain why that matters.
So will that be the big thing? That you guys have concluded your meetings, you've concluded your assessment. What are you guys presenting? This Sewage and Water Board task force that the governor came up with. What are you guys presenting to the legislature next week?
Yeah, so I don't know yet, because I was actually in Houston for this last meeting. I know now that the report's going to be written up. But I do think that there will be legislation at some level around the governance structure. I do think that there'll be legislation around the billing issue. I don't know what will go beyond that. I don't know if civil service is going to be addressed. I think it should be.
Yeah, has to be.
But I'm not clear yet about whether that's going to be part of it.
Hey, Michael, any other hot topics out there? Any economic news to mention?
Golly. So,
did you just say golly?
I said golly. I'm trying to think about the announcements. We had a cold storage announcement on the North Shore, which was good, and we're going to see a lot more of that once the Louisiana International Terminal gets built. We've got a couple of tech announcements coming up. We hope to be able to make them soon. And I think the most important thing now, I'll end with this, is, these insurance reforms that are being proposed at the state are being characterized by the media as just giving all the power back to the insurance companies. That's not, I don't believe, what we're trying to do. We're simply saying that all of the laws that are on the books in Louisiana, that only exist in Louisiana, should be reverted back to make us more in line with the rest of the country. That would represent reform. The things that we do, like the 3-year rule that says insurance companies can't drop anybody after 3 years, nobody else does it. I think there are 2 other states that do it. It's not like we got it right, because our insurance rates are second worst in the nation. So we're going to try to recharacterize these changes as ones that will not unfairly support the insurance companies over consumers, because I would be the first person to say that the insurance companies have to be held to account. But right now we have a system that favors the plaintiff attorneys and a litigation environment so much that insurance companies are just staying away.
Yeah, they don't want to come here. So no, that says it all. That we have to make it to where they actually want to come here and insure us. Hey, Michael, we got 20 seconds for each topic. I've got 2 left. Can you do it?
Let's rock it.
All right. The council pushes back that vote to move about 150 yards of Melpomene through a parking lot for this Topgolf. I mean, we want to drive them away. We're trying to drive Topgolf away.
Yeah, we're going to get that worked out. But let me tell you, this is about more than just Topgolf. The world is watching us. And if we scuttle the development of the River District, the impact is going to reverberate far beyond the waterfront. But I think it's going to get done. I think right now there's just some realigning that's going on, some face saving that's going on. And I do expect we're going to be okay there.
I mean, phase 1 would be open in like Austin or Nashville. Haven't even driven a piling on this thing yet. It's like 3-4 years later. Hey, real quick, like 10 seconds. The North Shore, no longer part of the metro. What is it? You need 25% of the population commuting to the city, something like that?
Yeah, it's a very high bar. I think that when OMB reconsiders this again, I forget the year that they reconsider it. After you look, it might be 25. I think that they'll go back to the old threshold of 15%, because post-COVID, with people staying home, there were metros all throughout the country that lost their suburbs.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. I mean, there's no question. St. Tammany is part of the New Orleans metro.
Yep.
Period. End of story.
Yeah, it's New Orleans, North Shore. Period. End of story. Michael Hecht, always a pleasure, brother.
Wear your sunscreen. Have a wonderful weekend, my friend.
You too. Have a great weekend. He's right. Wear that sunscreen. That's Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans Inc., always brought to you by Latrim, the global manufacturing giant. Corey Johnson with you on a Friday afternoon.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Since 1896, a true taste of New Orleans, Leidenheimer French bread.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamar Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
How about Michael Hecht on that Jeff Landry appointed commission looking into the sewerage and water board? Boy, a 5-headed monster. The mayor controls the board. The council controls the money. Civil service controls the people. the legislature controls the entity and Ghassan Corbin has to try to run it. It's crazy. Now, all that needs to be consolidated into one thing. The Department of Public Works, City of New Orleans can't be involved with any kind of drainage issues any longer. Put it all under the new Sewerage and Water Board, controlled by a single entity, not the mayor, the council, civil service, the legislature. You could get rid of those first four: the mayor, the council, civil service, and the legislature. Just like Ghassan Corbin, run it, get the money, need to improve it, and that's that. And then here's the crazy part. We're so fixated on the Sewage and Water Board, and we should be. We need to fix it. But retention ponds are the ultimate answer to solve our flooding problems. A perfectly run, state-of-the-art, brand new 2050, the future Sewage and Water Board. It's pumping an inch of rain the first hour, a half inch every hour after that. Retention ponds can solve any kind of rain event problem where city streets could flood, which lead to cars, businesses, homes flooding. So no, get rid of the five-headed monster. That's a huge key. Get rid of the politics. And then trying to raise fees right now, I think you got to get these smart meters implemented first where people are getting accurate water readings, and then you could raise the fees. Corey Johnson with you, Fantasy Friday edition of the program. 5 o'clock powwow brought to you by Leidenheimer. So good. I mean, are you kidding me? You get that fresh Leidenheimer French bread. You can take the fresh Leidenheimer French bread, put it in freezer bags, and freeze it. Pull it out, stick it in your oven at about 350 for about 5-8 minutes. Comes out piping hot, fresh like it's from the Leidenheimer bakery. Literally. Freezes great. Fresh Leidenheimer in the oven, heat it up, crispy outside. Break that bread open. Just steam pouring out. I pull out a little of that center. I get some room temperature butter or olive oil with a little salt and black pepper. Are you kidding me? Leidenheimer French bread, so good. And yeah, I had a po' boy earlier this week. Yes, it was on Leidenheimer French bread. Is there an authentic New Orleans po' boy that isn't on Leidenheimer French bread? For over 125 years, they've been baking that Leidenheimer French bread you love since 1896 and still doing it right here in the city of New Orleans. Leidenheimer French bread, Leidenheimer Baking Company. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. The rain is gone in the rearview mirror. Yeah, you're right. City Park Master Plan, 20 years, $200 million. The highlights, a wooded island. Also a new inner park north-south roadway linking City Park Avenue to Allen Tucson, sort of paralleling Marconi, but zigzagging through the park itself. I like it. I don't like how the park just sort of is ready, fire, aim. Even with all the money, all the thought about the master plan. I love a lot of the master plan, but how can you just eliminate like 50% of a relatively brand new $30 million plus Reese Jones designed 18-hole championship golf course? 30 plus million bucks. It'll be 7 years old next month. They want to destroy about half of that golf course and just move the holes somewhere else. Golf doesn't really work that way. It's like a puzzle. They're 18 pieces. You can't just take some out and relocate them. So it would destroy this basically brand new championship golf course that makes a lot of money, more than pays for itself and pays for a bunch of other things at the park. It's just irresponsible. Build the island somewhere else, in between Harrison and 610. In between Fillmore and Allen Tucson. If you're going to destroy a golf course, destroy the North Course. But the not even 7-year-old championship golf course, that's crazy. Would City Park destroy a 7-year-old, $30 million building? And there are other considerations. Zurich gave money to build that course. So did the 4Kids Foundation. The PGA Tour was involved. Other private entities, north of 10 million of the 30 plus. So those folks didn't give that money for a master plan to arise 7 years into the course. So many considerations. I think it's short-sighted. City Park, I'm all for the wooded island. I'm all for the new inner park north-south roadway. You just can't mess with a $30+ million, not even 7-year-old championship golf course that might be the future home of the Zurich Classic, the PGA Tour stop. That's the original plan. That's what it's designed for. And I love the island plan. I love the 20-year, $200 million City Park master plan. I'm pro City Park. But that would just be fiscally irresponsible, especially the newness and the success and quality of the course in a city that is a golf course desert. Out of town folks, there are very few courses you can send them to. TPC on the West Bank, English Turn on the West Bank, and City Park South. That's about it. Everything else is either private or substandard to what these folks from out of town would be used to. Hey, New Orleans, it is Friday. Are you beelining across the causeway right now? Why don't you fire in a to-go order at Trey Yen? The phone number at Trey Yen, 985-626-4476. Curbside delivery or dine in, 25 minutes from Lakeside Shopping Center, you South Shore folks. At the foot of the causeway, you North Shore folks. It's not Chinese food, it's Chinese cuisine. Trey Yen in Mandeville. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great weekend. What's that, Blue Boy? Tell everyone we'll see you Monday straight up 4 o'clock. You're right, Blue Boy. Good boy. Down, buddy, down. Good boy.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.